Hi everyone and welcome back to The Four Marketers. Your four marketing friends are here and we're going to discuss landing pages. Landing pages are quite a popular marketing execution. However, there's so many different ways to do it. And we have an interesting spin on this and how to really get the best results. And so I'm going to throw this to Mike and we'll build off Mike.
So it's an interesting one. When we look at landing pages, we take a slightly not counterintuitive, but just a different approach to it.
Yeah.
And what, in terms of the web and how the web's evolved, we often draw inspiration from other mediums, other media
Yep.
and ways of communication.
Yep.
And believe it or not, for a really great landing page where we draw inspiration for an approach, is through infomercials.
Infomercials.
Love it.
Okay.
So let's
need
unpack
kind of
this.
corner now, mate.
to hear
let's
more.
unpack
You're like, all right, you convinced me. Hang on. How can that be a good format?
I make fun
Sure,
of
he's still
infomercials.
members of the Four Marketers.
I
Let him prove himself.
don't know. Let's see. Judgy eyes on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So tell
okay.
us, walk us through, let's unpack this.
So if you think about, a couple of things with infomercials, they're able to sell to us in sort of that, 15-minute to half-hour window. Absolute rubbish.
It is, let's be
at a
honest.
premium price.
Yes.
And you think, how do they do this? How do
Why
people
was I
get
hooked?
sucked in
Yeah.
to actually doing it? And I think we've all been through that, or you see it at late nights, you think, oh, hang on a second. Maybe
Moment
I
of weakness.
should. Yeah,
Always
that's
the
right.
steak knives, man.
And you get
When they throw that in, you're like,
Yeah.
yep, that's it. All right, that'll do it for me. Yeah, so when you look at that and you actually deconstruct how they're structured, you actually realize there's some very interesting science that goes behind that. And that actually lends itself really nicely to landing pages, particularly where you've got a landing page that's trying to convince someone that might be very cold and not aware of what they're there for, and how they then need to be nurtured through this story and this approach to then actually buy on the spot. So you've got to convince them. And do it in a very succinct way.
So what are they doing? What are they
So here's the
doing?
interesting. So this is it. And let's talk about how and what the different components are. And if you think about it early on, what do they do, right? One, they grab you with a bit of a sensational kind of piece around, hey, there's this particular problem that we can help you solve, right?
So a hero statement, is it?
Yeah,
Must be
absolutely.
hero.
From a writing point of view, think about what you do, and you want to make sure that very first bit that we're grabbing their attention, quick, smart, but then good image, key headline that grabs their attention and says, hey, you've got this problem, we can help you solve it. So
that
straight
means
away,
you're
people
connecting
thinking,
with
"Oh,
the
hang
audience
on."
straight away. Yeah.
That's right. And
Yeah.
you're kind of going, okay, so there's that pain point that you're recognizing, and they go, yep, I've got that pain. Okay, all right, interesting. Tell me more. And so that's what an infomercial will do often straight away, right at the start. And then what they'll do in terms of that journey is they'll take you through the problem. Right? They'll then highlight that problem. They'll highlight the pain. And how do they do that? They go into this black and white section, right? There's the
Can't solve it. It's true.
There's the wife at the kitchen sink having to do up all these, clean all these dishes, or
Yeah.
dealing with this, or dozens of different appliances sitting on there.
now
And
I'm
to do this, to
relating
do
to
that,
you.
you've got to do all these different things. That's right, and it's in black and white. It's that real sort of, this is the old way, this is the painful way. And so really honing in on that and trying to squeeze those pain points. You're like,
But as a marketer, what you've done,
yeah.
you've put yourself in their position, haven't you? So
Yeah.
Well-
you've flipped it around, and you've said, "I'm with you now. I'm in your
Yeah. Let's
I'm in
commiserate
your
together.
scenario.
Like
I've got your. We know what your pain point is, and we're playing it back to you, and they're looking at it. Yep.
He's doing the
Absolutely.
hero nemesis thing, right? Like there's the nemesis, the client's the hero, and now all of a sudden there's going to be the guide that brings him on a journey.
Absolutely.
Did I
You
go a
think
little
about
Star
it-
Wars there?
Absolutely, looking at hero's journey as such. What you're in particular, this is all about solution selling, and what's the key premise behind that is first diagnose before you prescribe, right? So it's no different to going to the doctor, where you go in there and I've got this problem, and what does the doctor do? The doctor first diagnoses it, so they understand what's going wrong, and really kind of honing in on that. They may even be squeezing those pain points to make you kind of go, you know what, I really need to solve this. But the more they also help to diagnose it, the more you have trust in what's going to come next, right? Because they're like, yeah, they get it. Yes, I have that issue. That's absolutely me. So, all right, now I'm bought into this, and I have that. There's that nemesis, and it's like, yeah, that's my arch rival. Got to deal with this. And so, what do they then do? They then start to present, hey, it doesn't have to be this way.
Yep.
There's the solution, and it's in front of you, right? And you think, oh, and then so they highlight and they solve all those pains, those problems. We can do, you don't have to worry about all these 10 different appliances to do all these different things. We have this one whiz-bang gadget that's going to do all of that for you in no time, with no mess, no fuss, all of that kind of stuff that you go, oh, that's interesting. But what often they'll then also do is they'll have this underlying discovery or this technology or this underlying magic to it that makes you feel hooked in that, you can't have any other one. No.
It's one.
This particular, grill that can do all of this stuff. It's not these other ones because we've got this special technology that we've discovered or uncovered that you go, oh, wow, okay. Every other product's got the same sort of similar thing, but they are talking about it in a way that you think, oh, hang on, this is really interesting. They've really thought this through. They've got me this wow factor, this element that, I can only get from here. And so they kind of get you hooked there. And then they'll also do a few precursors where they'll talk about, hey, we're gonna tell you how you can own this, and believe it or not, it'll change your world. And listen in, because we're gonna have a special offer for you later today. Yeah. And then they kind of keep going through that journey, and then they'll have some client testimonials in there, right? So they'll have a few examples of how it's really helped to solve problem. You're showing that social proof.
Yep.
That, hey, you're not alone. Plenty of other people have had these same problems, and
now
guess
it's
what?
Fixed.
Absolutely.
They're
Since you
fixed
use
that you
product
can too.
service, that's it. And so you go, okay, well, interesting. Okay, so I'm not alone here. I'm not going to be the only one that buys this thing. Right, it's helped a whole bunch of other people. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't heard about this before. This is quite interesting. So then they'll kind of go through, that sort of solution thing that and that validation of other people that have really had the exact same problem you've got. They've got it solved, and you're thinking, okay, there must be something to this. And then they might dive into a little bit more of the details around, the key features and elements of it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So they really have thought this through. And then if I'm thinking about, as I go through this buyer journey, right, I've covered off the problem, I've covered off the solution, and now I've got this consideration phase where I might think about other options and stuff. And we have the underlying technology and the secret to it, but then there's all these other things that it can do. Well, these other features. And so as you get down, that buying journey, you now start to think about all the little details about what makes this product slightly better or different to other ones. And I think, oh, yeah, but I've got another grill that could potentially do it. But it doesn't have this. It's not able to heat up in a matter of seconds. It's not able to be cleaned in.
And you're like, I do need that.
Oh, that's so true.
I do need that to second burn.
Absolutely. And so then they'll get into this offer, right? And what they'll do is they'll price anchor you, because they'll look at, there's 10 different appliances, and you think, imagine what it is if you had to buy all 10 appliances.
So really, I'm
thing,
saving a lot of money.
That's right. That adds up to thousands of dollars, and you go, okay, so I should be spending thousands of dollars. But wait, it's not going to cost you a couple of $1,000s. No, it's not even going to cost you a couple of $100. I tell you what, for today only, 3 easy installments, $69.95. You too can own this. But
it's
wait,
so accessible.
There's more. And so they set this price point right up here. And you're thinking, oh, okay, they've price anchored you. And so then when the price actually comes out, it's lowering and lowering. You're thinking, this is quite affordable.
Yeah.
Compared to that, I'm not comparing it to the other product I could get at $50 down at Aldi. I'm thinking, actually, you know what, compared to what it would otherwise cost me, that's quite reasonable. This seems like an absolute bargain. So then they throw in a few more sweeteners along the way, because you think, well, okay, that's not enough for me to act now, right? That's just kind of, okay, cool, but I might do a bit of a peruse around, I'll check the web and stuff. No, what have I got to do? I've got to act now.
There's
Why?
a timer.
Because, if you're one of the first 23 callers.
I'm gripped.
So you've got this scarcity element, if you look at Robert Cialdini's kind of...
He's not even selling a product, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I buy, Mike?
This thing sounds amazing. And they get you that hook, that scarcity element that, hey, I've got to act now, because I can then get those free set of steak knives, or they'll throw in not one but two. So they really hook you into buying now. And then they make it really easy, right? All you do is just call this toll-free number. No problem.
Toll-free.
Because you would look, that's absolutely fantastic. But there's whilst that on the surface sounds like, look, it's a bit gimmicky, etc., and it's infomercial, there's actually a lot of science that's sitting behind that. I mean,
yeah,
and
definitely.
it really comes
works.
back to what we talk about a lot in marketing around storytelling, but storytelling with a purpose and really considered storytelling.
Very
you know,
considered
to the point
storytelling.
where what you've
love
done,
that.
you've engaged the customer and you've created what they call like the neurocoupling or the synchronization, so that you've actually brought the customer in, made them feel, the audience feels like you get them, you understand them, you've played back their angst, their problem, or the need that you need to solve for them.
Yes.
And then you've taken them on a storytelling journey that say, we've got the solution, but we've got euphoria beyond that. So we've empathized with you, we're both now emotionally connected. So I've started to trust what you're saying, and I'm really confident in the business, in the service or the product you're going to deliver. And my outcome is it becomes a euphoria outcome because I'm getting more value than I expected.
Yeah.
And that was all those price points.
Yeah.
And that's storytelling. So this isn't just, it's not just tried and tested, and people shouldn't feel like this is a tried and tested infomercial and it's cheap and it's commoditized.
No,
it's actually
it's the flow.
It's the
the
flow,
flow to
and
learn.
the's really
I
there's
agree.
really strong
I agree. It
science.
doesn't have to be
that sits
cheesy
behind
aesthetic.
how you tell the
Yeah.
story on a landing page. I think that's fantastic.
And
it's really
and it's-
cringeworthy.
No, but it's
No, because
intuitive.
there's the old landing pages where there's crap everywhere and the flashing thing, and that's not what Mike's
No,
saying at
that's
all.
not.
This is the science behind the flow of it. It's really,
The
it's modernizing
chapters,
that now. It's actually designing it in a way that it still has a clean space. It still looks professional and high end and has this like really clean, beautiful journey. It's just the underlining science behind the landing page takes you right back to
The
the
critical,
infomercial.
the critical part, really, and this is what I think Chris does particularly well with your copywriting, is it's the journey, right? If you look at any one of those, like I've gone through this whole process, and as you look through that and you think, well, okay, can I skip a step? And really, as you go through, you go, no, you can't skip the step. And that's the key thing. You can't just jump into, you just jumped into the features, right? You haven't connected with the pain points of the
You're not
solution.
telling the story
So
anymore, are you?
I'm
You're
not
just
connected.
selling on
Forget it.
features now.
That's right.
And that
so
really
people
does
have to go through
happen.
that journey
Yes.
from a purchase. And we all go through that for different products every day.
The length is
the
different.
journey might, that's right. The length and what we go through in terms of how we get that information or go through that journey might be quite different. A landing page has to do that in this one go, because you're paid to, as marketers, we're paying to get you there. And we've got to convince you on that one page that this is the right decision to take now. Not, have a think about it and come back. You're not going to get to the landing page, right?
Yeah.
You've got to decide now. So
Sure.
we've got to convince you right now that, hey, this next step, and to Chris's point, the length could vary quite a bit. You were talking about an infomercial, that's a very long process. But in actual fact, we can do it in a very short space of time. If it's a product or a service that people know already, they just need to be convinced that this is the right one. And they may already be problem aware. They may already be solution aware. They're just considering, well, cool, we can skip that whole early part of the story and just jump straight into why our service is better than XYZ or any of our competitors and stuff. We wouldn't necessarily mention them. We just focus on the key points that makes us different and get them convinced that I need to take that next step.
Where would you say, Chris, is the landing page content no-nos?
Oh gosh, that's a big. So the way I try and do it is it's similar to Mike and I have done a lot of these before, and the yeses. I picture it as the upside down triangle. Right, so I think it's like the big, like the hero post at the top. It's like the stop making marketing mistakes, or like and then you create the relevance, and then you take them through a journey. The no-nos are the ones where the page is too short. And it sounds like, back to what you were saying before, with counterintuitive. But the thing is that people often think, a landing page has to be like a form, and then people will just do it. The problem is that people are very savvy today. People are very, they're discerning is the word. And so they don't just go, okay, I'll just put in my details, especially putting in details. You have to earn.
It's a click off.
earn.
Yeah, and you have to earn it. And so the way I write landing pages is just like that, where it's like, here's some relatability. We understand you. Here's the situation that you're facing. Here's the problems. We understand that, right? And then, like you said, it goes into that nice flow of the triangle point is sharpening, where it's like, here's the next step and here's the next step. The no-nos I would say that all brands make is the assumption of the step skip, like Mike was saying. And it's easy to do when you're in your brand, because you go, oh no, the people will know that, and they skip a few steps.
Yeah.
And what happens is,
Or they just try and rush to call to action.
and your customer, believe me, your customer hits that point, and it's because it's so abrupt, and you've made the jump, like you said, straight into features. They'll go, whoa, I'm not at the feature stage.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, oh, and it's so easy to just go X.
Because you created the connection. I think at that early stage, creating the connection and getting the empathy to their situation, and really showing that you've flipped it around, and this whole landing page subconsciously is designed for you to understand what your need is, why you're here, and what you want next on your buying journey.
And to that point, that's how I write it, is I say, okay, they've come from this Google AdWord, right? And I say, this is how they're feeling right now. What are the milestones? This is how I build it. Like I'll say, right, step 1 is they want to know that they've landed in the right place, right? Step 2 is they want to understand that you understand them. Right? Yeah. And then step 3, step 4, step 5. And then, like you said, then once you land on your product, then you differentiate it from others. Yeah. And then you show social proof. And then, so see how it's like, it's taking them through step, right? Yeah. And so then all of a sudden you have this page that goes tick, 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 and it's all natural. By the end, they're going, okay, all of my requirements are done.
Because what's the point of paying for AdWords and paying for a landing page if you're not going to have a specific content journey to actually get that end of sale or to get those details?
And I think for people like yourself and myself, Arielle, it's about how we plug into that journey, because the copy and
video
the
is also
the video and the design of the landing page to make sure that it all is not just aligned with the brand, but also is supporting that journey.
Absolutely.
How you're creating that, and how you're creating enough time between each section. And when I say time, it's browsing time for people to absorb each message, so that they're not overpowered by it.
Well, and some people like to read, some people like to watch.
You have a nice. I did a landing page, one of my first ones with Mike, and for my brand, and I had message, video, and Mike said, you know, people are spending 9 minutes on your landing page. 9, it's unprecedented. And it was just because they were just watching.
Videos,
and so what I did was I still use the text, but as a copywriter, I'm not writing spiels. I'm writing like, and this is what it looks like, video, and then this is what happens, and video. And I was just doing that. It was just an experiment at the start, and it was like, people were just fascinated. So mix up your media.
That's only because you're just so captivating.
Oh, right. clearly. But it was so shocking, because I thought people, like, your natural instinct.
Video is how people want to learn these days, and that's how they want to retain information. And you will lose a lot of people on landing pages if it's just a wall of text. They want, you need to go on there, and if they just want to watch video, it should still make sense with almost just the video on there. Yeah. And if they just want to read the content, it should work as well. Yeah. So it's really a partnership of the two.
Big time.
And just like you said, the video needs to go on that same journey where you have that higher level, and then your testimonials, and then the more in-depth product explainer that you really take them on that journey with the video as well. Yeah. So it's really just that beautiful combination.
And it should support, because I'll find that people will naturally not click on a video until you set it up. So like if there's just a video there, I find that people will go, like people have a hesitation, right? And so if you just say, like something, just give it 2 sentences and then the video, I find that's the most compelling. And that's how I built my website for that, because it's like, here a statement, bit of text and a video, then a video and a bit of text. And I find that kind of format, it's because people can skim the snapshot. They go, oh, that's worth watching, click. Yeah. Right? And that's like you said, that marrying of content media, that's where you get real impact.
Didn't know we were going to get so excited about landing pages, guys.
Sorry, I know, right? We're going a bit overboard. Do we want some last insights on what everyone thinks?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that it's very important, if you're going to go down the landing page journey, that you actually invest the proper time into
Yep.
content and the landing page and the design and the video.
Yeah, it's no magic formula.
So that if you're going to put budget behind this and you are going to go down that journey, that you're actually setting it up for success.
Yeah.
And that's so important.
I think
Yeah, it's realizing that there's actually a lot of thought that goes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And design.
Yeah.
Like, let's not excuse that. Like, if it looks bad, people go, oh, no.
Yeah, no, I'm off.
It needs to
Yeah.
look clean and nice.
Well,
Yeah.
the interesting one, I think to Chris's point earlier, when you look at it from a funnel approach, the landing page, should you invest a lot of time and energy into the landing page, or should you just get a campaign out there and start driving traffic? And at the end of the day, it comes down to that landing page is where the conversion's happening, right?
Yeah,
That's what you want.
And so I'd rather spend more time and energy on creating the ideal journey, getting it sharp and right that it actually converts, than to go and jump in and just start running a campaign to a poor converting landing page. Because at the end of the day, if you go,
waste.
oh, well, I can spend half the amount, like depending on the percentages in conversion rates, you can spend half, even a quarter of the amount on the actual overall ad campaign by having a better converting landing page.
Yeah. Yes.
So everything you do
That's a
there,
great-
That's how I
you know,
use Oddball.
Yeah. If you look at it from that conversion percentage, like
Yeah.
just taking it from a 5% converting landing page, which is atrocious, to 10%, 15%, 20%, you think about the numbers there.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
5%, what's that? Well, that's 1 in 20 converting. Well, that's expensive, right? Because you're paying for 20 people to
Several
hit that
clicks.
page. Whereas if you can get the conversion rates to 20%, which doesn't seem that big
5
a
in
difference,
20.
right? That's
Yeah,
15%.
yeah.
I mean, but it's significant.
1
Because
in 5.
1 in 5. So I'm only paying
Yeah.
for 5 people. All of a sudden, my
Amazing.
ad campaign, one from how much I'm spending in total, is a fraction of what I was spending before. But also, I can go to higher price points and be more competitive
Yeah.
in my ad campaign, all because my landing page converts better. And so you often get where we see with customers where they're kind of going, I don't know how the competition can spend so much on their ads. I can't afford to compete because I just don't. It just costs me too much. Well, yeah, but if you've got a better converting
page.
landing page, guess
Yep.
what? You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
spend
absolutely.
more than them
Yeah.
and actually be more profitable. So I would encourage landing pages spending a lot more time on the landing page itself, not just going and creating a quick page
Yeah,
and then
that's
spending a
right.
whole
Great.
lot on the ad campaign.
Good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. I think we definitely covered the landing pages. I hope you really got a lot out of that. I mean, I think all of us did, really, sharing knowledge. So thank you so much for joining us with the 4 Marketers. And please subscribe, and we will see you in our next episode.
Can we just say we do not promote infomercials?
Yeah, that's done. But use them as inspiration. Thanks, everyone.